Hey guys, welcome to the Massive Iron Channel. Got a great question from Gene. Gene wants to know if you can build a big ass bench press, or excuse me, a big ass chest using just the bench press and drop sets from heavy reps or heavy weight, low reps to lighter weight, higher reps. I'm going to get into that topic in just a minute. If you have a question or comment, you can submit it via the link below, just like Gene. It comes straight to my inbox. The best questions I turn into videos just like this. So, Gene submitted a question. He wants to know specifically if you can build a big-ass chest. A big-ass chest. Not just a big chest, but a big-ass chest. A chest that looks like a big ass. Can you build a big-ass chest using only bench press, starting with heavy weight and lower reps, like 5 to 8 rep range, and doing drop sets to lighter weight? Okay, so let's analyze the information that he provided. First off, you're using a compound exercise. You can build a big ass chest, you can build a big ass back, you can build a big ass set of shoulders, quads, whatever, if the core movement in your program is a heavy compound movement. So that is good. You have the bench press as your core movement. That's excellent. That is the cornerstone of your program. So yes, you can really build a big ass chest with just the bench press. I like to use some other exercises. I recommend using some other exercises so you don't overwork the movement pattern. If you're just doing the same movement pattern over and over and over again for a volume of sets each workout, then I consider it problematic. That's why it's best to use a myriad of different exercises to come in and do the bench press, and then use some less stressful exercises on the joints, because let's be honest, volume can matter. So if you're going to go in and work your chest and you want to get a sufficient amount of volume, you're going to have to do a lot of sets of bench press just to stimulate that proper growth, efficient growth. And if that's all you're doing every workout is 10 to 15 sets of bench press, 10 to 12 sets of bench press over and over and over and over again, in my opinion, you're not servicing chest growth as in a quality manner. You should be, you're risking overworking the movement pattern with constant heavy weight and a volume of sets. And in my opinion, that's not necessary. It's not the best way for the best method for the joints, especially as your bench press gets heavier, which it will if you're doing things right. So as long as you have, here's the core point to take home. It doesn't matter what body part you're talking about. As long as you have a big movement in the mix and you're using progressive overload, doing drop sets or supersets or whatever the hell you're doing, 8x3 or 3x8 or all that kind of stuff, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter as long as you have a sufficient amount of reps, a sufficient amount of volume for that exercise, and you're focused on progressive overload. It doesn't matter what technique you're using, because in the long run, it all comes back down to progressive overload. If you just use drop sets, but you never added weight, you would stagnate, your muscle gains would stop. So it doesn't matter what technique you use, rest pause, slow-mo, slow negatives, drop sets, supersets, trisets, whatever the heck you're doing, it all comes back to progressive overload. So you have the bench in the mix, you have progressive overload in the mix, you're going to be fine. With that said, I'm not a big fan of extremes. That's only do one exercise per body part, okay? That's only do one exercise per body part. I just don't think that's the best way to approach it, because I feel, like I said, to get enough volume to stimulate proper growth, you're going to have to do a lot of sets on a specific exercise. You run the risk, this doesn't mean that it will happen, of overworking the movement pattern. That's not always great for the joints. That doesn't mean you're going to get a joint injury, but you run the risk of overworking those joints. So I recommend getting in, doing 3 to 5 to whatever sets of bench press, and doing a couple of additional exercises afterwards that are either a compound to compound. I like to do bench press and then dumbbell bench press because they're just a slight different variation. I like to do 2 compounds to lead off most training days. You don't have to do that. You could do 5 sets of bench press. You could go on a machine bench press, and you could do something lighter like an isolation, cable crossovers, dumbbell flies, pec deck, whatever the heck you want to do. I believe that's a little bit better than going heavy, 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 because if you go heavy for a volume of sets, once you have built a substantial amount of strength, it's just going to be a little bit more punishment than I think you should be putting on your body, especially if you take a viewpoint of lifting, or you view lifting from a longevity standpoint, something you want to be over 30 years. So don't push extremes. Try different things. That's great. But to answer your question, Gene, yes, you can build a big ass chest using just the bench press and drop sets as long as you are progressing in weight. So guys, hope this video has been of some help. If you have any questions or comments, check out the link below. Submit your questions to me. The best questions are turned into videos. If you've made it this far in this video and have yet to subscribe to my channel, please do. I'd appreciate your support. There's so many other crazy channels out there. I try to give you guys good information, so please subscribe. So guys, as always, thanks for watching. Have a great day.